Investors are concerned about the health of the global economy. Demand for gold spiked up amid market uncertainty, expectations of interest rate cuts by the central banks, as well as growing tensions between the two world superpowers, the United States and China. Gold is growing rapidly. It has already reached its highest level since September 2011. The US dollar, on the contrary, hit its 4.5-month low. Traders doubt that US Democrats and Republicans will be able to reach a deal on the next aid package to revive the US economy. EU leaders agreed to a groundbreaking stimulus package to fight the pandemic recession yesterday. Nevertheless, disputes between the US House of Representatives and the Senate undermine the strength of the US currency. No wonder it fell to the level of 95.10. Additionally, the epidemiological situation in the United States is catastrophic. The daily number of new coronavirus cases is increasing again. Even Donald Trump has changed his rhetoric. He was repeatedly saying that everything was under control. However, yesterday Trump encouraged Americans to wear masks and warned that the coronavirus pandemic would get worse before it got better. Despite a decline of the US dollar, risk sentiment is buoyant as traders are looking for the results of the coronavirus vaccine trials. As a result, we see an upward pullback of the dollar-yen pair. The US dollar slightly rose against the yen as it's less vulnerable to an increase in risk-on sentiment. The pair was supposed to break below the level of 106.68, but the bears were unable to push it lower. Now it's trying to approach the 107 level. The Australian dollar took full advantage of risk sentiment across the market. The AUD-USD pair jumped above the 0.7160 level, where it entered the consolidation phase. According to technical analysis experts, it will resume its downward movement only after dropping to the level of 0.7040. However, the fundamental analysis signals the continuation of the upward trend of the Australian dollar. Traders cheered the news on the steady growth of prices on iron ore, a strategically important commodity for Australia. Besides, the country keeps on exporting ore to China, despite the conflict between Beijing and Canberra over the origin of the coronavirus. Curiously enough, the Australian authorities refused to follow the example of the United States and break the free trade agreement with Hong Kong. All these factors are certainly bullish for the Australian currency. That's all for now. We wish you profitable deals. See you on our channel with a new video in a couple of hours.